and I am here with
Dark-Fuzzy-Paws.
and it's so good to have him here with us. I am live at Anthro, New England.
Anthro, New England, yeah.
In Boston, Massachusetts. And Dark is going to talk to us about some relaxation tips because, so my next question is, how do you deal with social anxiety?
So, me, I used to have really bad social anxiety to the point where I couldn't even go in a crowd of 5 people. I would run the other way.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I say, I hate to use this old analogy, it's so corny, but it really works for me, is life's too short.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, even if it's something so little to other people. Going up to somebody saying, hey, my name's Dark, I'm a huge fan of you, I just wanted to say hi. That takes so much, and it's really going to help you. It took me a lot of times doing that to really work up the courage, because even though, like, your other half, Sniper,
Yep.
I was afraid to go up to him. The first A&E, I dodged him like a bullet because I really wanted to talk to him, but I was so afraid that I was going to be like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. Or
Right.
I was afraid of that social rejection. But I come to realize that people in the fandom, especially you too, like I was kind of afraid to talk to you. I was like, oh no, it's Valdor. He's Valdor, I can't talk to him. But you know, I learned that people are really nice, and they're loving, they're caring, and they're supportive. And I think that having a friend that pushes you, says, hey, go give that person a hug.
Yep.
Hey, go talk to that person. It's going to help you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of those people now, is if I see somebody that's like, oh no, I can't talk to him. I'm like, come with me, you're going to give them a hug. And then they have a really good time.
Yep.
So it's learning those little tricks and what works for you. That's what works for me. But figuring kind of something out that works for you. And really wanting to change it. If you want to change your social anxiety, you can do it.
Yes, exactly.
You don't have to be medicated. You don't have to do any of that. You can really work on it yourself.
So if you're at a furry convention, how do you keep yourself calm during all these crazy, huge crowds that swarm in the con space?
It's a really good question. There's a lot of things that I do. What I like to really do is set aside time for myself. Don't be afraid to tell your roommates, hey, I'm going to go up to their room for 15 minutes. I just want to relax. Can you guys not be in there for a little bit? Mm-hmm. And the people I've roomed with, they've been like, hey, no problem, you can relax. There's also, most cons now have quiet rooms. I've used those a lot. When I've been shooting and I'm just going, I'm like, I need to go center myself real quick. Need to relax. Kind of need to get my woo.
Yep.
And I go in there and I just flop on the floor. And it's dead quiet in there. You can hear a pin drop in those places.
Yep.
And it just really helps you relax. That's one way I've dealt with that at conventions. Before the conventions, really just finding a way to center myself. Whether it's going for a nice walk. Even at the convention, you know, being in downtown where we're at now. Right. It's a perfect place to go around the block.
Yep.
Even though it's not a long distance, it kind of refreshes you. You get some nice air, you're working out, it's good for you.
Exactly.
And I do say, don't be afraid to go outside of your hotel. Don't be afraid to go outside your hotel room. Go explore a little bit. Definitely. And don't be afraid to reach out either. That's another thing too. Is after you've kind of calmed down, if you need to talk to somebody, don't be afraid to talk to one of your best friends. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to give them a little jingle.
Okay, so it's the end of the day, and you have to get up really early in the morning. What would you do to sort of help your brain unwind from a really busy day?
I struggle with that one a lot. It's one of the my brain doesn't want to be quiet sometimes. That's also why I'm a cynic and a box. Yeah. I say the thing that really works for me is being in a dark room. I know it sounds weird, but just putting all the electronics away, having, if you have like a little light in your room, just a little light. Like I have a light that changes colors, and I just kind of like just having something nice and calm like that. It helps me wind down, and then staying away from any screens.
That's a really wonderful.
At least 15 minutes before you want to go to bed. Just do that. I also like to drink any type of tea I can find, as long as it's not caffeinated. Any like non-caffeinated tea I can find, like a good chamomile or like a. They have this one called Sleepy Time.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love the Sleepy Time one. I just put lemon in it and I'm like, oh, I'm out. Or you can do like melatonin.
Yep.
Just honey holistic melatonin really does help for that. But just getting enough sleep too.
Yes.
Not being afraid to put that stuff away and be like, I have to go to bed, let's go now.
Yep.
It really does help you. For me.
Yeah, my next question for you is, let's just say that there's somebody online that tends to bring out a lot of stress in you. What would you do to make sure that you don't get really drawn into drama too much?
That's different for a lot of people. For me, I have a weird personality, so I tend to not even attract myself to it. But there are times where like something has happened and I've been like, oh, that's crazy, why? But I tend to just say, don't feed into something and give it power if you don't know what it is yet.
Right, exactly.
You know, people throw things on Twitter all the time, people throw things on Telegram all the time, Facebook, just to stir up something.
Right.
Don't believe everything you see and read. Judge it by yourself. That's what I like to. I just say, you know what? I'm gonna see what happens. I want to step back. I don't want to get involved in it.
Yep.
Don't jump on the bandwagon is what I like to say. Things can happen. It's not your job to be a detective. Unless you want to be a detective, then go for it. But just with me, it's I just like to try to stay away.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a good style to just stay away from it all.
Right.
And it is hard not to, but I always tell people to take a step back.
Yep.
If you really want to come up with an opinion, no problem. But if you're a person that just kind of wants to stay away from it, you have a block button on Twitter.
Yep, exactly.
You can block it. And if somebody contacts you saying, hey, why'd you block me? It's not stirring up drama. Just say, hey, I'm trying to really relax and I don't want to see that. We're still friends, I just don't want to see that right now.
Yep.
Which a lot of people would take that respectfully, especially in this fandom, they'll do that.
Absolutely.
I say, don't be afraid to put your paw up and say, no, I don't want to be around it.
That's a big one.
Don't be afraid to do that, because I say sticking up for yourself, like I've done that before, where I'm like, I don't want this, but I don't want to see all that craziness you're posting right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, if you gotta block somebody, you have to. I hate to say it, but I don't want to put any of that karma out, but it's if you have to, it's for your own good.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yes, it's good for own good.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me with Dark.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time. And really grateful to have a good friend like you.
Aw, thank you. It's good to have a good friend like Valdor. So remember, guys, check out his video. Make sure you like and thumbs up it. And we'll see you next time, right?
Yep. See you later,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
My brain's broken. It's because I'm in a 95-degree oven right now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dark.
Yep.
For that. Loading.
Please hold. We are processing data.